What's up? It's been a minute. I wanted to. You guys are just along for the ride, from here on out, because I just haven't figured out how to make time for all of this stuff. You would think it would be easy, but it is not. So, you're just gonna be here while I do stuff. Anywho, it has been a minute since my last freaking podcast. Cause yeah, our stuff's just, and I say it all the time, our stuff's in full swing. I don't know if it ever comes out of full swing. Because I kind of, oh my god. Usually March is like our really, really busy time. My mic better be freaking on. Okay, good. March is usually our busiest month. March and June, I feel like. And turns out we've been busy like every month. So I'm, like I said, gonna try to do these when I can, and you may just be a part of my day. So, happy hour with Mary, obviously, it was a freaking blast. If you guys have any requests or suggestions for who you want to be on happy hour, or if you want to be on happy hour, let me know, because I'm always up for listening to the peeps. And I can essentially have some beers with just about anybody. So yeah, let me know on that, because it's a lot easier for these podcasts instead of just talking to myself. To have somebody to get a response out of. And today, Ray Bob's here with me, but he just yells at me and cries sometimes. He doesn't give me much feedback. So yeah, let me know. Shoot me a message. Comment. I don't care how you get a hold of me. But yeah, let me know. Let me know your thoughts. I figured today. I fucking hate chicken. It's so gross. It's good. It's gross, uncooked, slimy. Anyway, what I was going to talk about today is my little stint of life in Ankeny. Realistically, it's kind of just some, I don't know, stories, I guess, of what happened in Ankeny got me here. And I'll tell you, so I'm gonna be, most of this is with me and my mom stuff. And we're good now. We're good now. Everything's fine. Yeah, we had a spell of no bueno-ness. And now that Tatum is almost 15, it pops up in my head more, I don't know, being a parent, and I'm like, oh my god, if Tatum ever did this to me. You know what I mean? But I also have it that I can, relate, and I'll be like, I've been there, I get it, I fully understand. So that helps, as well. But yeah, so Ankeny, I moved up there, I think it was 2004. And I think, oh my god, I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it was in the middle of the school year. And that's a big change compared to little small town Davis County. So, I don't know. I didn't think it went too terrible. I mean, I think I adapted well. It was just, yeah, a bit of a change. I wouldn't use the. I'm gonna say this, and it's gonna make me sound like I'm talking shit, but it was Ankeny's just a little bit more uppity community, and so, like I said, a bit of a change from Davis County, but I'm struggling hard with this fucking chicken. So yeah, I mean, I feel like the chaos all kind of started to brew when, because my brother moved up there with me originally. Me, my brother, my mom, and my stepdad at the time. And I don't know, like, just troublemaker, I guess. I'm just kidding. He was not being a troublemaker. But anyway, that's another story for another day. He ended up moving back down here with one of my aunts. And I feel like that was just kind of the turning point where I did not want to be there by myself. And my sister was already down here. This is not big enough back. And so, I don't know. It slowly progressed into some more extravagant chaos. So yeah, I feel like my first and God bless the freaking police department up in Ankeny, which it's a big enough city that maybe nobody remembered being at our house so frequently. But I feel like my first little run around with them was, this is way too small of a bag to fucking put chicken in. What was it? I think we went to a dance, and I'm assuming I snuck out after I came home, or maybe I was past curfew. For whatever reason, the doors were locked when I got home. And we had went to the girl that I went with, her dates, one of our dates' house. And I wasn't a drinker when I lived there. Like I really didn't do that much. Like I really didn't do that much. I just skipped school and snuck out, really. But we went to her dates or somebody's dates house while we were drinking, and what seemed like a lot of alcohol at the time, which probably wouldn't be much now, but it kind of fucked me up. So then I had to go home, and like I said, the doors were locked. So then I had to go into the garage door, which obviously it's a garage door. It's not quiet when it opens. And I went to go inside. Well, the door was locked from the garage to the house. So I just hopped in my stepdad's vehicle and passed out. Well, I woke up to a cop. And I had to, I'll be honest, I don't even remember. I don't even remember if I had to like blow. Yeah, I think I did. Anyway, landed myself into some alcohol classes because I got a Pula. I think they called it an MIP. No, one or the other. And so I had to take these classes to like get it off my record or whatever, since it was my first offense. And let me tell you, these classes were like at first, Ray Bob, like the first day you are in there with like the other kids that have to take class. And so then, hold on just a sec. Come on. Ready? Whee! 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 There you go. So the first day was like the other kids in the class, like telling how you got in trouble. Pretty much just telling stories, which was a fun, enjoyable evening. well, the second day, you had to pretty much tell the story again, but in front of the parents, which was super awkward because you have like, yeah, Ray Bob's joining. You have like all the parents just standing or sitting there like judging you because you like spotlights on you when you're telling your story. And so you have to do that, and all the parents are like just sitting there like judging you hardcore. But like their kids are like, that's like funny, you know. So yeah, gotta do that. Then I don't know the chronological order of events or whatever. But after that, I'd snuck out again. And I wasn't drinking or nothing. I just had came back. My mom knew I'd snuck out. And so when I got home, she called the cops again. And I don't exactly remember everything that was chatted about, but I remember my mom making the comment. She's like, isn't it nice that she has this nice prom dress and this nice car and she doesn't get to use it? And I'm like, yeah, real funny. Well, she thought I was under the influence of extracurriculars. And so, which really it was just like a sarcastic remark. Because like I said, I don't think we were doing anything. But, so that next day, she took me to the doctor's office, and I had to do a UA test because she thought I was into the stuff. Which, I'll be honest with you, I had my share of extracurriculars, but it wasn't very often, like, very, very not often. But how it lined up with this UA test, it would have popped up positive. So at the doctor's office, I had to mess with it a little bit. So it showed up negative. So it did. Well, then I don't exactly know what happened between then and this next event, but for whatever reason, she put me in like this. She took me to like this outpatient thing. And so I had to do a UA test there, and they watch you do it. So then it popped up positive. So then she thought I'd done the extracurriculars between those 2 days, and I'm like, no, I just messed with that last test. What? And so after that, I don't know how much time. I'm gonna guess a week maybe had went by, and her and my stepdad were like, we're going to family counseling. I'm like, okay, cool, fun stuff. So we went, and this person greets us, whatever. And then this, I think it was a lady, takes me into this little office, and she's like, oh, do you know why you're here? And I'm like, well, they told me family counseling, but by the looks of it, I don't think that's what it is. And I look out the window, and my mom and stepdad are getting some suitcases out of the trunk. And so, you want to sit down? And so they had put me in this facility, this little rehab facility, and I had to go through a 7-day evaluation, which I passed with flying colors because I wasn't this drug addict that my mother thought I was. But honestly, I knew. So after my 7 days, they're like, well, get your stuff around. Your mom's going to come get you. And I'm like, are you sure? Can I stay? Can I voluntarily stay? Because I knew once I got home, it was just going to be, they was just going to start it again. And it did. Hi. And so let's see. The facility was in April, so I mean, it couldn't have been long after that. That kind of had like one of my last hurrahs. I was working, and my mom and stepdad had like come to pick me up from work. I'm like, I'm not going. And I think it was my stepdad that called like my work phone. I was like, I'm not coming. I'm not coming with you. And they're like, that's fine. We'll just call the cops. I'm like, okay, that's fine. So I, once work got done, which God bless the managers that worked at Palmer's Deli, because they were the best. But I got done working, and I took off running, and then my friend Jen ended up picking me up, and we went back to her house. Well, obviously my mom knew that's probably where we were going, and so her and my stepdad showed up there and wanted me to go with them, and I'm like, I'm not going. I'm not doing it. And so we had some exchanges, and my stepdad had kind of stepped in and I don't know, handled it a little incorrectly, which then Jen's parents ended up calling the cops. So they were there, and I ended up arguing with my mom in the front yard. Dude, Jen's parents, their neighbors, they probably thought they were just running freaking rampant around these parts. So ended up, I had some emancipation papers. Hey, bruh. Had some emancipation papers sent to Jen's house, because I'm like, if she's not going to let me leave, like, I've got to figure out a way. And I remember I had told her, like, if you're not going to let me move back home, I'll make you want me to move back home. And that's what ended up happening. And so after that, and I told the cop, I'm like, I'm trying to get emancipated, blah, blah, blah. But you have to, I learned, because Jen's parents said that I could just live with them. But to get emancipated, you have to, like, literally, like, prove that you can live on your own, financially. Even, like, they weren't going to make me pay anything. And so that ended up not working. But after that, I think I'd snuck out. Oh my goodness. See, and this is why there's a lot of gaps in my podcast. So then I ended up going home late that evening, and it couldn't have been much longer. I had skipped school again, and my sister called me, and she's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, I don't even remember where I was at. I obviously wasn't at school, and I should have been. I was like, just hanging out with so and so. She's like, okay, well, bless you. She's like, well, you need to get home. She's like, because you're either moving down here with Megan and Steve, or mom's going to ship you off to boarding school. And I'm like, oh God, well, I don't want to go to boarding school. And honestly, I got back to Bloomfield, which was kind of my goal in the first place. So did it work out? Yeah. Did it work out in a nice, easy, stress-free way? No. And so Jennifer's like, we're coming up to, like, now. I'm like, oh, okay. So I told my friends, I'm like, guys, I'm moving. I gotta go. So I gotta go home and pack my stuff. Well, I went home and my stuff was already packed, and I'm like, what the frick? Like, someone could have told me, because I could have hung out, a little bit longer with my friends. So yeah, then my sister came and got me, and then I just started living, back down here with the Shidleys. Right, Bob? Don't. And so, I don't know, there was a lot of sneaking out and skipping school And that's where, like Tatum asks me all the time if she can skip, and I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna allow it. I am not the person to ask because I will say no every single time. I don't care what you got going on. You're going to school. And it's only funny because I skipped school a bunch. But I had to, end up, it ended up not working out in my favor. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know. Ankeny was definitely a ride, to say the least. But it ended up working out. Me and my mom are good. I got back where I wanted to be. So yeah, it ended up working out in the end. I feel like there was something else I was gonna tell you. The girl that I had mentioned, I kind of wanted to have on here. What? Don't even. That I wanted to get on here and kind of chat about. Maybe we can do another episode. I just wanted to get something out today because it had been so long since I had posted. And the Ankeny one is just kind of an easy. I'm pretty much an open book when it comes to this. Really my life. I don't do anything that I don't care to share. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. High fives. And so I don't. There's probably, like I said, I know there's more. There's more. I don't know what that was. I'm sure there's more stories, from my Ankeny days. And another thing that I feel like there's two things a lot of people didn't know, that I went to this said rehab facility, which I don't even really consider that I can say that I've been to the old rehab, because it was just the evaluation and I didn't make it past that. Hey, psycho! What do you want? You can't eat that. It's not cooked chicken. And also I went to a freaking Christian school. A lot of people don't believe me when I say that. But I did for a little bit. But I don't know. It's like the same thing with the rehab. I wasn't there long enough to say I went to a Christian school. So yeah, that last, I don't know, year and a half, in Ankeny was a little sketch. But we got through it. No one got too terribly harmed in the making. But yeah, that's kind of my Ankeny thing. I don't know. I don't mind going up there. Ankeny is actually a really nice place to live. Let me take this back. I would live there if I didn't have children. I wouldn't raise my kids there. It's too big. We like this small town. But yeah, there's so much to freaking do up there. You could literally have hoo-ha every day if you wanted to. I would be even more broke than I am now if I lived in a city like that. There's no way. So yeah, that's that. I don't really talk to many of the people that I was friends with up in Ankeny anymore. Jen, I see her she's on TikTok, and so she posts quite a bit on there, and so I'll chime in on there every once in a while. But it's funny. So she ended up marrying the boy that I was dating in Ankeny. So yeah, it's kind of a funny little small circle. I thought he pooped on me. But yeah, no, she looks like she's doing good, and she's, like I said, she's got a good TikTok presence on there, so that's always fun to see. But yeah, I don't know. Just a short little clippy clip. I'm hoping I have more time hopefully tomorrow because I don't really actually have anything to do tomorrow. And hopefully I'll get all my stuff done today that I can do another podcast. Like I said, if you have any requests as to like who I do for like happy hour or anything like that, dude, just let me know. Shoot me a message. If you got me on Snapchat, send me a snap. Any way to get a hold of me because I'm all about having beers with people, you know. So yeah, that's all I've got for right now. I'm hoping, like I said, we'll maybe get another one out tomorrow. But yeah, thanks for listening to the Rough On Podcast.